who will talk a bit about master's programs, and Nora as well, who will talk about the PhD process as well. I will put an email address in the chat, so if you have any questions afterwards, you can email the central ESE Global Partnerships email address, so multiple people can pick questions up and pass them on to the right people as required. But I'm putting you on the spot a bit, Matt, but I don't know if you want to say anything before you have to rush off.
Yeah, I could just say, I could even share a couple of slides. Would that be okay? Okay, everyone. I've got to remember how to do this. Share. So I'm Matt Collins. I'm the head of maths, but a lot of our climate science is actually happening in the mathematics and statistics department. So in terms of our research interests, we have wide research interests from physical climate science, but also into climate impacts, mitigation science, and you know, a new area which I think we're going to see much more of in the future is the whole computing and data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, that kind of thing. Hopefully, my colleague Mark Kelson will come and talk to you about that. And even in things like law and policy, but maybe you guys are not so interested in that. But we have, it is said we have about 500 scientists in the university who are focusing on climate change. As has been mentioned, we have a close partnership with the UK Met Office. We have about 10 members of our academic staff who have joint positions between the UK Met Office and the university. So they are interested in finding PhD students. Perhaps also say something about one of our MSc programs. So we have an MSc program in weather and climate science. So where we do, you know, it's quite mathematically focused, I would say. So if that's your kind of thing, it's good for you. So in term 1, fundamentals of weather and climate science, plus some engaging with research, and then there's lots of optional modules in terms of fluid dynamics, modeling, mid-latitude weather systems, and then there's a project, of course, and we have multiple supervisors who could supervise the summer project. And here are just some typical examples of past projects, changes in extratropical cyclones, using emulation, which is a kind of machine learning technique. So we have master's programs. We also have master's programs in the area of data science, but we have a large number of people in the university who are interested in climate and weather. And, you know, if you're interested in coming to Exeter, we can try and hook you up with a supervisor and find, you know, co-design a project that would be of interest to both you and to the supervisor at the university. So I hope that some of you will come to the University of Exeter, and I will see you in the next year or so. Okay, stop sharing.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
So I realised I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning, which is probably unhelpful. So I'm Rachel. I'm the head of global partnerships for the Faculty of Environment, Science and Economy, where most of the programmes will sit. Also been helping support the coordination of the applications and relationship with BMKG. So we now have Hussein, who spoke at the beginning, on board as our academic lead. So it'll be a bit of a double act in terms of the communication with BMKG. But I'm just about, we are open to, obviously, we'll be talking about a few different programs today, which are the most, we think are the most relevant to BMKG employees. But we are open to you applying or approaching us about any of the programs that Exeter offers, not just those in weather and climate. I know we've had discussions with previous students about law and business and other things. So we are open, but obviously we're focusing today on the programs we think will be most relevant to you. But I'll put an email address in the chat as well, where you can come to with any questions afterwards, and someone will pick them up and direct them to the right place. But I think, should we pass over to Cal to talk about master's programs next? I think you've got a presentation as well. I'm also going to have to leave at 9, so I will drop out, but I'll leave you and Hussein and everyone else's very capable hands.
Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Cal, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, selamat sore everyone. I'm Cal, the regional manager based in Kuala Lumpur regional office in Malaysia. So I'm just going to walk you through about the university in brief, and also the entry requirements and the master's degree that we offer at the University of Exeter. Okay, so basically, why you should consider the University of Exeter. So these are the some summary of the rankings in terms of QS. We are 153 in the world for university ranking 2024, 11th in the UK on the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide 2024, and we are also gold in terms of the Teaching Excellence Framework 2023. Runner up for Times Higher Education University, and we are also named the University of the Year in 2023. As you know, we are also part of the Russell Group member university alongside with the other 23 Russell Group University in the UK, committed to excellence in teaching, research, and also in terms of student experience when you gain from studying from the university. Overall, the community at the university, we have 3 campuses that makes up the university. We have about 30,000 students in whole approximately from all over 150 different countries studying with us currently at the university. We are also located in the stunning locations of the UK, which is in the southwest of England. Okay, so it's about only approximately 2 hours to 2.5 hours, the direct train from Exeter to Central London or to London Heathrow. Okay, if you're taking the coach, it's about approximately 3 to 3.5 hours, depending on how many stops from Exeter to Central London. We have world-class teaching in terms of top-ranked departments at the university. Namely, one of it would be the mathematics department that delivers the climate and also the weather science at the university. The university also continuously investing in terms of facilities and also all the equipments that you use to do your research or your study at the university, whether it's the reading materials in the library or whether it's the equipments, machines, or software in the laboratory for experiments. Those are actually, university is continuing investing. We are also committed to students in terms of excellence, graduate, and career prospect, whereby we support students even before they graduate from their program in terms of career prospects, future job aspirations, and all those type of things. Our alumni, we also expand to over 183 countries, currently in touch with our alumni that graduated from the university. We're still in touch, and our VC just has recently visited the Southeast Asia, namely in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and Vietnam. So in the future, we might also organize some sort of a visit maybe to Indonesia, okay, if there's any opportunity arise. In terms of accommodations for international students, we do guarantee students accommodations on campus, guaranteed if you do happen to apply by 31st of July every year, whereby that is the guarantee deadline. So you will be able to guarantee for your first time coming to study with us in the university or to the UK. This is how it looks like in terms of Exeter. So it's a lovely, vibrant city. We have both the nature and also the city. If you, tends to do more activities in terms of shoppings, social life, in terms of movies, cinemas, catch up with friends on the cafes, restaurants, we have all of them in Exeter. And if you like nature, we also have beaches that is accessible from Exeter. It's about 20 minutes by train or by bus to all the multiple beaches down the southwest path in Exeter. And if you can see from the picture on top, it's a mountainous area whereby the national park is actually located, and we are not far away from the city center. It's about approximately 45 minutes by coach by bus to the national park in Exeter. As I mentioned, you do get a lot of things to do in Exeter, not only just, study in the university. You can get great restaurants, local shops, local cafes, local delicacy. You can actually get the pictures from the left-hand bottom corner. You can see that's the clotted cream and also the jam, whereby we call the whole set called the cream tea. Okay, so that's actually the British delicacy that is actually originated from Devon, whereby it's in Exeter. So you can actually experience that. On the picture on your right hand side towards to the bottom, you can see there's students with bicycles. We can also do cycling, rollerblading, skateboarding in Exeter easily because there's actually a path or pavement for you to do so safely in Exeter. In terms of entry requirements to the S2 master's degree at Exeter, okay, we can accept students completing 4 years Sarjana 1, which is S1, or a 4 years diploma D4 from a recognized Indonesian institution. Okay, as you know, in the UK, we don't actually go by GPA in terms of our grading. Okay, we go by first, second, or second upper for a bachelor's degree S1 in the UK. So in terms of the equivalency, we are looking into the first, second upper, second lower, converted from the GPA that you obtain from your local institutions based on the BAN PT university accreditations. Currently for Exeter, we accept grade A Unggul or grade B Baik Sekali institutions from Indonesia onto our master's degree if you completed 4 years bachelor's or the D4 in Indonesia. On top of that, we also require students to have their English qualifications in terms of IELTS or TOEFL. And most of you are actually, if you're looking for a funding from LPDP, for example, if I'm not mistaken, the local government LPDP requirements for English, they can recognize is only IELTS and TOEFL. Okay, so the other test, if you wish to take, it won't satisfy the LPDP scholarship requirement for the English. So that's why I actually mentioned IELTS and TOEFL in these presentations. And of course, we do also accept other qualifications. If you're self-funding, you can also consider other qualifications other than IELTS or TOEFL. It can be Pearson's test, it can be Duolingo English test. We can accept those on top of IELTS if you are self-funding coming to us for masters. Other supporting documents we require from students during applications for the masters will be personal statements, some sort of motivation letter from your side, 2 reference letter from academic reference, maybe from your university that you're currently studying in Indonesia. If you already graduated long time ago, you can actually get one at least from university and maybe one from your current employer, which I believe will be BMKG currently on your case, and a passport copy if you do have when you put in your application. Okay, we do also encourage all of you, if you have applications that you want to submit, please do coordinate or refer back to BKMG in terms of application process. Okay. You must be wondering what are the GPA that is equivalent to the UK classification, honors classifications. Okay, so here are the tables that I have summarized for you. If you're graduated from a BAN PT university in Indonesia, which is also categorized as Unggul classifications, if we require for the Masters 2-1, which is second upper, minimum IPK-nya or GPA, we require 3,0. Okay, if it's a 2-2 Masters requirements, we require IPK minimum at least 2,8. Okay, if you are from a B akreditasi university or Baik Sekali akreditasi, we require 2-1 equivalence of IPK 3,2, or 2-2 master's requirements, we require IPK of 3,0 for the entry requirements. So this is the equivalency of the honors classifications to the IPK that you have in Indonesia qualifications. If you do have any questions after today's presentations, please feel free to complete the online inquiry form, which to scan on the QR code. I will be able to get in touch with you if you have any entry requirements or English qualifications that you need. Okay, thank you. I hand on to Noel.
Thank you, Cal. So right, let me share my screen first. If I can push that slide there. There's me. Right. Can you see my screen, hopefully?
No,
Not yet.
You don't see.
Not yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
it's a bit slow. Start again. That one. Share. Is that all right?
Okay, bisa.
Okay, terima kasih. Right, so let's start because I've got like a big basic slides I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So yeah, so So basically, all sorry, my name is Noor. I'm from the PGR admissions team. I usually oversee the ESE and PGR applications, but I work alongside some of my colleagues to look after the HAS and also the HLS applications for research programs. So we accept applications online. So I would suggest that you can go straight to the website, but I'll share it with you later, the slides with Rachel, or later to circulate it with everyone. If you click on the website that we have here, and you'll see like a variety of research the disciplines that you can actually look onto. And I think probably if you're looking for if you're looking for any particular program, I might need to kind of see if I can go to the website instead. So it's 1 second, I'm going to go to unshare. How do I share my slide? Anyway, stop sharing them. That's the button there. So if I go there and I can show you the page, it's easier, I think. So that one, share. And hopefully now you'll see when I go to the website, so we've got a variety of options available. And for example, if people are wanting to do mathematics and PhD then, so look for mathematics and you'll see all the relevant information about the with the variety of the courses, like variants within the department, and also when you'll be able to start and how to apply for it. So that we've got some entry requirements here for students who'd like to apply for mathematics PhD. So they can either have should have or expect to have done a bachelor's either first or 2-1 level. But it's not just the academic qualification that we're looking at. So the department, they're the ones making the decision. They're looking into your research proposal. So you've got to kind of come up with one, a name supervisor. We need to look at your transcript, degree certificate, CV or cover letter. And if possible, at this stage, we need to see a reference as well. So it depends on what you like to do, really. So once you're ready to apply, so it's quite easy to do, click on the apply online button, and then you'll be able to it'll take you to this page whereby you've got to start creating your account with bit of information before you can actually log in and apply for the program. So we have set like a deadline, I think, just to kind of manage the expectation, and also the deadline that for LDPD, I think probably on the 11th of January. So in terms of submitting applications, research applications to Exeter, so we have next Friday, the 20th of December. So I think coordination, I suppose, in it with the to get a named supervisor would be will be handled by you, Hussein, and some other colleagues.
Yes,
And
that would be me.
is that
Would be
you?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if any of you would like to kind of start your wanting to do a PhD, I think contact Hussein, and Hussein will help you along the way. And it'd be ideal for all the documents to be ready by the 20th of December. But if you do have any queries, contact me. I'll share the slides again, so I've got my email address there. And yeah, so hopefully maybe I can see more of you then come next year, hopefully. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. I'm just looking for Mark to see if he is here. Otherwise, I will hand it to Martino, and then we can move it to.
Yeah. Hi, Mark is here actually. Mark is here, so
I'm here.
I can do presentation after
Great.
Mark. Yeah.
Thank you
Fantastic.
for coming, Mark. Sorry.
That's okay. Thanks, everybody. Sorry, I'm a bit disheveled. I'm just off the school run, so I had to drop my kids off at school this morning. It's a little bit chilly here in Exeter. It's about 7 degrees, so I was wearing a hat and I had gloves on. But it's very nice to be back in the warm now. I'm going to share my screen and then just talk to you a little bit about the statistical data science program. That's the one I'm talking about today. That's right, isn't it, Hussein? Statistical data science January start. Yeah, lovely.
That's good.
So I'm going to share this guy. And then is this in presenter mode for me, for everybody? Okay, great. So MSc in statistical data science. I'm not going to bore you too much with this. You're chatting to a Russell Group university. I think you know that the content is going to be high quality. I'm going to draw out some of the unique features of our program. This is a genuine collaboration between the departments of mathematics and statistics and computer science. So it's called statistical data science. And you know yourselves, data science is where computer science and maths and statistics and ethics all kind of converge. And we are reflecting that in our program. Half of our modules will be delivered by mathematicians and statisticians, and half will be delivered by computer scientists. So you'll be getting cutting edge programming skills and the fundamentals of mathematics so that we produce ethical, responsible, efficient data scientists at the end. And it's a conversion course, so you all come with your own backgrounds. It's a ton of fun to teach because you've all got your own disciplines and you bring your own things to it. Typically very clever people, very engaged people apply. And so it's a load of fun to teach, and you'll learn a lot from your peers as well. There's no options in this program, so there's we've curated a set of things that we think are very, very useful for data scientists. You start off with working with data with me. You go into programming with Python. This is delivered by the computer science department, so the programming elements are cutting edge computer science. Data governance and ethics. This is a key component. At the end of this program, we will rapidly upskill you to be a data scientist. You will wield enormous power. With your skills, you can take information and distill it into knowledge. That comes with responsibility. And this ethics module will teach you how to ethically and responsibly apply your skills. Moves on to Introduction to Data Science and Statistical Modeling. This is fundamentals of mathematics, probability. These are the things that you need to understand to be able to harness data. Moving on in the second term to applications of data science. Here you're going to, it extends the linear model in lots of ways to generalize additive models. Lots of different extensions to your modeling skills so you can handle more and more kinds of data. Statistical data modeling will extend that even further, and we go into even more advanced methods. Machine learning is, again, computer science delivered. You know, a modern data scientist needs to know about machine learning. And this is an interesting module at the end, social networks and text analysis. You'll see with the advent of large language models, there's lots and lots of scope for that to be applied. And so, like I say, this is what we do. Then there's a summer project, but your summer project, because you'd be a January start, will go from September to December. You get 3 months, 3 to 4 months to work on a project. You could choose it, you can nominate it, or we will offer you options for that summer project. And then you apply the skills that you've learned in the course in that term. Okay, this is just boring stuff. To pass, you need to get 50%. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm happy to take questions. The two main questions that I always get asked. Number one, what's the weather like? Let me show you today. Today is a bit gray, so you can see it's a bit about that's out my window. Completely overcast. Christmassy though, everybody's got Christmas decorations up, so it's quite nice, and the city will be well decorated. And then the second thing that people ask is, what is Exeter itself like? And Exeter is a very, very lovely city. It's got old Roman walls surrounding the city, so 2,000-year-old walls. It's got a very nice shopping area. It's got lots of students. It's a big student town. It's got a good rugby team and a very good football team. So if you're into sport, it's quite good. And it's very accessible to lots of some beautiful parts of the country. So there's a beautiful train ride down to Cornwall. Some of the world's finest beaches are down there. Cold, definitely cold, but very, very beautiful. So I thoroughly recommend it. I came here 7 years ago to raise a family, and I think it's an absolutely wonderful place to be. Okay, that's everything I was going to say. Any questions, I'm happy to take them. If I can, Hussein, I've got to be on campus shortly, so I might jump off. But if maybe there's questions now, I could handle them, and then
Sure.
Great.
So if there are any questions about our program for Mark,
there's one in the chat here now.
Yeah.
From Mohammed, a few days looking at a PhD, you came across EI environment. Yep, bachelor degree in physics. Nice.
though. That would be related to me, so I will answer PhD questions
Okay.
later.
I mean,
So yeah, don't worry about that.
I would say don't limit yourself. I
Yeah.
would apply. You know, a lot of these rules are flexible, and if you're an interesting person, you know, don't self-censor. If there's something you want to go for, explain in your cover letter. We do read those, and they do make a difference. And so, if you can explain why you're interested in that program, then I would go for it.
We consider all the conditions either way. So specifically in PhD cases, it's much more flexible because it's more research oriented. So we are more supervisor oriented than school oriented, right? So
yeah, I find at postgraduate level, the biggest indicator of success is enthusiasm, right? You're all clever. You've all done your degrees. Everyone's smart on the call. But if you're interested, that's the real differentiator at postgrad.
If there are any specific questions for Mark about the program that he introduced or similar programs in math, please put them here so that before he comes to campus, I assume he's coming to the same
I'm on campus
office that I am.
I'm on for the graduation ceremonies, which is one of the best times of the year. You get to see the students graduate, and they're all so pleased. I'm going to pop my email in the chat. So if anybody wants to just contact me outside of this, then I'm very happy to have conversations, email or meetings. We can chat.
Thank you.
With me.
Someone raise hand actually.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. I want to ask about admission. Mark tell about January admission, but is still available in September admission.
Sorry, what was the question? So my program is a January start, and you're asking about September starts. Is that right?
Is available in September 2025 for this.
So the statistical data science at the moment is only a January start. That might change depending on how it goes. This is our first year of running it. So if it's a huge success, then they might extend it to September as well. We'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone want to ask question to Mark about statistical data science? Anyone?
Is anybody in Kuala Lumpur? Where is it? Where is everybody?
I don't know. I think people are from different places. I would assume.
They're from all over. Okay.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So in any case, Mark has put his email. I will try to compile the last, finally all the emails and put them at the end in the chat so that we have a proper way of communication. Mark, thank you very much for coming. I know you have to travel, so see you later.
Thanks, everybody. Very happy to hear from anybody who has questions. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. So I would ask Martino, who is the native of us now. Martino,
do you want me to present in Indonesian?
If you can,
no,
that would be fine. You have to just translate it for me.
That's all right. Thank you. So, hang on. Let me. Okay. All right. I hope everybody can see my screen. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, and selamat sore. Thank you for attending this session. My name is Martino Luis. I am originally from Bandung, Indonesia. So I speak Sundanese very fluently in terms of writing and speaking. I am a director of education in engineering, especially for master programs, where actually myself and Hussein, we work very, very closely. And I also director of global engagement, where actually we taking care of the partnership abroad. So basically, as probably Hussein and my colleagues presented where we are here in basically in the southwest of England, and we have two campuses, one in Exeter, one in Penryn, where actually engineering also located. And I mean, some of our master programs and undergraduate, they are located in Penryn campus. So I probably would like to give you a slight introduction to the department. So our department is considered still quite new in terms of establishment. It originally started in 1965, and we are part of the Faculty Environment Science and Economy. We currently have around 170 academic staff, 70 research only, 15 teaching, and 85 is teaching and research. Currently, I think Hussein probably would be able to update later. Currently, based on my record, we have around 150 PhD students coming from different part of the world. And in terms of the research ranking, we are number 12 in the UK, based on REF 2021, and we are now going for REF 2029. So REF is a research excellence framework, is an exercise by the UK government. And then since 2020, our department has invested 6.5 million for our teaching lab, workshop, as well as any other workshop and lab to improve student learning experience. And then recently we refurbished our Harrison building where engineering is located for 13.5 million pounds. And among all our students, currently we have nearly 1,600 students studying undergraduate, master, and research. And probably nearly half, they are all international students. So we are very, very diverse in terms of student population. And this is probably, I actually would like to focus a little bit on MSc programs that we probably have, though I understand that not all our MSc program will closely relate to your research interest or your study interest. So basically how we divide our MSc program is basically based on our research focus. So for instance, in here we have clean energy, and then we have engineering material, in structure and built environment, as well as computational modeling and data science. I think this data science probably the closest program to BKMG. And then, of course, in terms of infrastructure and built environment, this probably also quite relevant after I actually discuss with Pak Yan and Pak Agung, who are already here doing a PhD, for instance, in water system engineering. So I will explore these two programs later. So basically, we have a quite number of MSc programs, and then some of our program we collaborate with the Exeter Business School to provide our student with the managerial skill and a business focus. So in terms of our MSc program, we are currently number 10 in the UK based on University Guide 2025 for engineering. And then, as you probably know, as I mentioned earlier, we have invested quite a lot, a significant amount of investment for improving our facilities for students. And then another thing that we actually introduce at the moment is actually opportunities for students to do like some placement or year in industry, depending on programs. So this is currently what we have, what we are running at the moment. Our MSc program: water engineering, mechanical, civil engineering, electrical power, and smart grids. These are probably the classic one, and then we have another 4 programs. They actually have a variant of it, so they include industrial placement, where actually student in the second year they will go for industrial placement. I have one student from I think he is from Sulawesi Selatan. Okay, so is doing construction design management with industrial placement. So this is his second year. He is currently with Progressive Limited. So Progressive is one of the company in the UK doing this construction design. So currently doing industrial placement with them. And I remember told me that he is under LPDP. Yeah. So basically, this is the current program. And for the next academic year, we introduce the one that I put in the bold. In the bold one are our new programs. And probably from all our new programs, such as biomedical, data-centric, mechatronics, and entrepreneurship and technology innovation, I probably would say data-centric engineering is the closest to what I have seen in the database of BKMG employees. So data-centric, probably I will focus more on data-centric. Now, this probably our data-centric engineering that will start first year, next academic year, September 2025. MSc Data-Centric Engineering include probably 4 ideas why we actually introduce this MSc Data-Centric Engineering. So one is because it is interdisciplinary. It's not only engineering, but also we involve computer science lecturer, researcher. And then, of course, because we are in engineering, so we actually integrate the engineering principles as well as the data science approach to probably look at the global demand, how actually this data-centric engineering will help not necessarily in engineering, but as well as to see environment or weather forecast, and how to probably mitigate natural disasters in terms of locating facilities. So this is probably in terms of the content, and then in terms of the program. So we have developed this the program uniquely blended between engineering and data science, as well as we have introduced inside is the machine learning, optimization, and high performance computing. And we have like both expert in the faculty, all our lecturers from engineering as well as from computer science. And then, of course, I probably later will share with all of us the specific, say, entry requirements to enter the program. So this is basically probably data-centric engineering. And in terms of the content, in terms of the modules, you can see on your left side is the core modules that actually most of the students, they have to take these 8 modules, including MSc dissertation, or usually we call it as tugas akhir, probably at the end. So if you look at all these core modules, looks very interesting in terms of what we can apply probably in BKMG. And then, of course, there are some optional modules. Here, probably there is another one in the optional module, machine learning, but probably here is more advanced in terms of machine learning. So this is probably in terms of data-centric engineering. And in the future, because at the moment we we try to make our program more relevant and more current. So our civil engineering starting from 2026, I mean September 2026, we will call our civil engineering as civil engineering 2.0, which actually new civil engineering, where inside of this civil engineering, we will divide into three, say, specialist route or pathway. So one of them probably is the water system, which actually I try to look at the content, and it seems very close to BKMG in terms of how actually we look at the flood environment relating to water system management and engineering. So I would be very happy if you have to answer any question relating to this water systems in 2026 under civil engineering. So basically the idea is student will take quite general module in the first term, and then in the second term they actually, depending on what they like, they would be able to choose either water system, digital construction, or structural design. So in my point of view, probably water system is very close to all this background in BKMG. And this probably, and then from time to time we have students joining a competition. For example, this is the one that they join competition in Siemens this year in Manchester. So usually we support student going there, because not every student they can present their work in Siemens. This is by invitation. So three of our students, they were invited to give a presentation in Siemens for their master project. So their tugas akhir were submitted to Siemens, and Siemens picked these three to be invited in the Siemens competition and Siemens conference to present to everybody. And this type of conference is not an academic conference. This is an industry conference, so it was very interesting in that sense. And then in terms of accreditation, we have probably around 6 accreditation bodies to accredit our program, depending on which program we are, but most of our programs are all accredited professionally. And then I probably would like to highlight again what Carl probably has mentioned earlier about entry requirements, because in Indonesia, as we probably know, we use IPK system. However, in here we don't use IPK system. However, as Carl probably highlighted earlier, we do conversion. So for all our MSc programs in engineering, we require 2.2. So if you come from universities in Indonesia with ban PT A or B, you probably would be able to apply to our programs. And this is probably the term dates for 25-26. We will start next year, Monday, 22nd of September, and then followed by the spring term as well as the summer term. So, but I think application will open, I think, and I'm not quite sure. Probably Kaita can provide more details in terms of application. So this is probably the delivery, how we deliver our lectures in engineering for master program. So basically, we have a mix of lecture in terms of seminar, tutorials, industrial presentations. So from time to time, we will invite people from industry to give our student lectures in terms of master class or guest lectures. And we always introduce computer simulation as well as gamification. So in most of our modules, including this assessment, is not only examinations, but we also have like quiz, project, presentation, or even case studies that students need to explore. And then of course, at the end, we would like to have like dissertation project, and then of course dissertation project will have an interview. So interview probably in Indonesian term is like sidang akhir, something like that. But this probably only 30 minutes to deliver this interview. And then student usually present in 30 minutes. And then you will be given a supervisor. And then to support your study, you will be allocated a personal tutor. They will be able to give you some advice and support during your study. So probably this personal tutor in Indonesian term, we call them as probably dosen wali. But this dosen wali, in our case, usually we only taking care 10 students, not more than that, only 10 students. So 10 students under one dosen wali, something like that. And this is some of our master classes delivered by industry people. So we have from Hydrostar Europe, Harrods, and Airbus, or sometimes we invite lecturer from different part of the world to give like their expertise shared with our students. So that's probably from myself. I will put my email later on the chat. I would be very happy to take any question in Indonesian. Yes, of course, or in Sundanese also. I can answer in Sundanese. So feel free to ask any question, anybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Martino. So basically, we are done with presentations. If there is any questions regarding our master programs or PhDs, you can ask us. We are here. I will put I have compiled the emails now, and I will put them at the end of the chat so that we don't lose them. So there is one question in the chat that says, "Hi, I would like to ask, is there a program related to physical oceanography for master, how to apply, and recruitments and requirements?" So I have found the universities all master programs for our faculty, which is called Faculty of Environmental Science, and I will put the link here for you, and then you can see. I would suggest you look at the Department of Geography and Mathematics and see if you find the related master program. Regarding the requirements, well, we have these requirements that Martino has said generally, but if you think still you're not into the requirements, you can apply and you can send an email and ask. We are flexible with some of them, and we can give extension for some of them. Martino, am I right with these things? I think you know more than me, but we are not that much like we have flexibility.
Yes, Hussein. We will look at student merit depending on how actually, for example, if they have like a very good working experience, for instance. So we consider those aspects too when we are looking at application.
Yes. I just entered physics with basic program language. Do you think someone like me? Yeah, sure, absolutely. If you have if you have a regular understanding of programming and background in mathematics, you fit for any of our programs in data science, whether engineering or mathematics or computer science. The reason that we have engineering and mathematics here is that because most of our students currently are enrolled in mathematics and engineering, so we thought that this would be the perfect way for us to introduce ourselves to you and see what's going on. So if there is there was a question about PhD. I forgot to answer that one as well. So so if you are looking for a specific program, to study PhD, the best shot is that you just send me an email. So we have a list of BMKG students, potential students, who can basically get the grant, have LPDP or want to apply for it, and then that will be circulated around with our supervisors. But the best way is that you email the supervisor that you think is perfect for you, and in that case CC me as well. I will put my email here, and then we would mostly the supervisors like to help you to write the proposal, so that they are invested in it, and you work together and you see what's going on. And that would be my main encouragement, that if you want to do a PhD with us, please feel free to send an email to any supervisor that you want, CC me in, and then we will take care from there, and they will help you to write the proposal. Is there any other? There was a message also that I can't see. Noor has answered some of them. So if there is any other question,
Hello, Hussein.
Yes, hello.
Hello, thank you for your explanation about that. I'm looking for the PhD program in several universities right now. I was got a supervised agreement with some professor from UCL and Melbourne, and I want to talk about the what do you call this? Environmental intelligence, data science for PhD programs. That structure is about 4 years, and the first years it will be like a group project. Can you explain about that? Because there is group project, data science, statistic, change in environment, climate, and sustainability, and there is also individual projects.
There are
there is and we go to the research at the second year. So it's mean the year one is like probation, something like that.
No, not really. So the way that it works is that we have some PhD faculties that they have like they do the first year as a base training. Like we have it also in business as well. So because they have different people from different backgrounds, it's a multidisciplinary thing, right? And then the first year is like a background training, and then once that one is done, like a master, like a small master, let's call it, okay, and then you go forward for the PhD. But generally speaking, in whole UK, this is a very common practice. The first year is MPhil, and then you have a what you call an upgrade panel, which is a mini Viva style, saying that what you have done and what you plan to do, like expand, like basically explaining your story of your research up to now, right? And then you upgrade it to PhD. So it's not that one that you are specifically saying is not a probation style. It is more like a training style, and then moving to the main part of research. But generally speaking, that 1 year for MPhil is in every university in the UK. So if you would like to work with any supervisor, just send them an email, CC me. I will put my email at the end so that it doesn't get lost. And then, we will move forward from there.
Okay, thank you. And second questions about, is there any requirements like we have to hold a degree, like master degree from 500 ranking of university in the world? Because when I applied to Melbourne, they asked about they consider about only the 500 ranking from the University of the World, something like that.
The best person to answer that would be Noor, but I think no, there isn't. But Noor, can you please? I can't see Noor.
I'm sorry.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Am I muted? Noor? I can't hear. I can't hear Noor, but as far as I know, we don't have that requirement. But Martino, have you heard of that requirement?
not quite sure in that sense because what I was listening. It seems like that one from different university, Pak Arif. Is it from?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
from different
from the University of
university.
Melbourne.
Australia,
Yeah,
Melbourne.
that part probably
that-
we are not say we are not
Yeah.
aware. So because
Yeah,
in
there is-
Exeter we don't do that.
It's kind of like unwritten rules there, so I don't know.
No,
I
here is
just-
very much dependent on supervisors and the admission criteria. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah. So
because
Yeah.
PhD in Europe
Mm.
is research based, and this is your supervisor who is going to work with you. So we believe that our supervisors know the best. So who am I to judge, right? So
yeah, it's
Pak
kind of
Arif
from
probably from us in Exeter, we usually when student enroll to PhD, we usually don't ask them to do any modules except probably research methodology. And that one
Okay.
also is not really marked, but you have to
Mm.
enroll to research methodology in order for our student in the first year, they probably can understand the research methodology, how actually they would like to implement. So for instance, how to do literature
Yeah.
review properly as well as research methodology. So I don't think any PhD program in Exeter, we ask students to go for this type of modules. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but
thank
I'm
you.
not aware for other universities. Maaf Pak Arif for that.
Terima kasih Pak Patino. Salam dari
Iya,
Bandung.
sama-sama,
Saya
Pak.
lulus
Sama-sama.
dari Bandung juga.
our requirement basically is regular requirements like reference letter
Okay.
and IELTS and all those things. Mainly supervisors and the proposal, right? This is about research rather than.
Yeah, it's kind of like unique from the University of Melbourne that say I will
Yeah,
get some deduction from my admission.
Right.
I don't
We
know.
don't.
About that.
I
but
don't
I
think we have
already
We
got
don't do that.
ECL program in geography supervisor. So, and in the meantime, I try in the process of the applying there, but it's kind of confusing in Melbourne.
Yeah, I think probably that's more institution sort of requirement. So it's definitely not what we do in Exeter.
Okay, thank you. Can you explain about because it's not answered yet about the year one about the group project in CDT in the environmental
no,
intelligence? Can you explain that?
Yes. So we like depending on which department you are registered in, so which supervisor you work with, that can be the case for a specific program. In our program, we don't have that at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And my PhD student, we have the MPhil, like that's a university rule, right? That's every university in the UK has an MPhil rule.
Yes.
My PhD students have it. I supervise Jan Ferdos, for example, who is also in engineering. So he does computational engineering, and he does his MPhil as well. Everybody does his MPhil, but we don't have a course to pass, and there is nothing like that. Depending on department, but the departments that are involved with BMKG, we don't have that. That should be very specific program for that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Hussein.
Yeah. Is there any other question that we can answer?
Hello.
Hello.
I want to ask maybe the same thing about CDT program.
Right.
About admission process of CDT is different process to from common PhD admission, or
No,
Oh,
it is not. It is
yeah.
not for common PhD. It is not that much different. The
Okay.
only difference is that here, because we want to have all our students like a CDT, basically, like a center, right? So
Yeah.
here they're all also in contact with me as an academic lead. And our goal is just to like it is exactly the same way that you would do with any other university. You would call you would send an email to your supervisor, say that I want to work with you. I have this option to write. I want to write this proposal for LPDP, and or if you think it is easier for you, you can, and you want to work with one supervisor that you don't want to, you think me to contact them, then send me an email, and I will send your email, tell them to tell you to ease the way, let's say.
Okay.
But generally speaking, from supervisor's side that I am, most supervisors would love to develop the proposals with you.
Okay.
So because that means they are invested and you are invested at the same time, and you work together. So that would be the best way to do it. If you want to work with somebody who you think their research is very close to you, send them an email, CC me as well, and then if they are happy to supervise you, then we go forward. You start to write the proposal. If you have LPDP funding already, because I know there are some people who already have it, it still doesn't mean that you cannot contact the supervisor and talk to them.
Okay.
So either way, it is possible. We can make that one work.
I want to ask another question
Yes, sure.
about PhD requirement. It is true in the UK we don't need have a master to continue PhD.
I don't know about that. That's because in the UK we
Yeah,
have
maybe
something
no, maybe
MEng.
Kak Ita can help to answer, Kak Ita.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the program. So which one that you'd like to apply for?
I want to apply in UNRIS CDT program.
All right. So if you're talking about UNRIS, it's actually a funded PhD.
Yes.
The studentship. So I'm not quite sure whether this is something from I don't know.
UKRE
LPDP
CDT
doesn't apply.
program.
Yeah. So it's like a funded studentship, and as funding by the Research Council. So so it's a separate thing from any like a what you call it like a, because I'm not quite sure whether if you apply for the LDPD funding, then I don't think that applies because it's only for somebody who doesn't have anything.
Because I'm currently only have undergraduate title, so if I want to apply LPDP, so I only can apply for master program. But in the requirement set in the several CDT UKRE program, they can apply for undergrad degree with 2.1 qualification and master degree also. So I also want I also confused because is it possible to to continue my PhD program without a master?
Yeah, I mean, if it's like if you're still talking about the other one, so that's the funded one, so that doesn't apply. If that's what because that one I think is available for those who wanting to the PhD will be funded by the Research Council, so that's different from your side. I think with BMKG, I think isn't it? Is it more about LDPD funding will be sorted from LDPD, so it's not open to you now, I think. But unless you want to move away from LDPD, then apply directly to the other one, the funded one by the Research Council. So they are totally different source of funding. But if you're looking for like a PhD program, so like in the hope that you get the LPDP funding then. So it depends on what course that you wanted to do. So each course has got different entry requirements.
Yeah.
Not all of them wanting to see a master's qualification minimum. Most of them will wanting to see at least a 2-1 for your bachelor's. an equivalent. If you've not done that in the UK, that equivalent for from whichever institution that you've done it before.
But it's possible for me to
Yes, it is,
continue my
Pa Aulia. It is
Yeah.
possible, especially
Yeah.
for CDT. I think they
Yeah.
have a different entry requirements. I
Yeah.
think having master is not a compulsory. So CDT, as you probably know, is funded by Research Council, so they have their own entry requirements. And
Okay.
then they actually students, I mean, or potential students, they actually can apply directly from S1. So, but if I remember correctly, either 2-1 or even first class. This is what
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
If this is what I remember, either first class or 2-1.
Yeah. Some require first class and some only 2-1.
Yes, something like that. So if you would like to apply on that route, I think that should be fine because that is different from LPDP.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that answer your question, Pa Aulia.
Yeah. Okay, thank you
perfect. Ya, sama-sama, hatur nuhun.
Sama-sama, Kang.
Ya, siap.
Yeah, actually, I have a question, Hussein. What kind of relationship that University of Exeter with UK Met Office? Is there any possibility for us to work with a Met Office officer? And
Yes, so
is there
we
any
have
possibility for job training there for master?
So we have some supervisors who work with who have a double what do you call it, double appointment. So they work with both Met Office and university, and my own PhD student works at Met Office as well. So he does one of his supervisors is from Met Office, one of them is me. So he does work with we have a project similar from the same training LPDP funding and same training center, and then we both work with Met Office, and so there is a heavy collaboration between us and Met Office. And there are a lot of supervisors who in math and geography, and as I said, my own projects, that we have a double, let's say, double supervisors, like having both connections. And there are masters who work, and if you want to do a master project that is with Met Office, that's also possible with those colleagues as well.
Is there any chance for job training?
Sorry?
Like job training to gain more knowledge about
So it is the part of the masters that they are working with, if it is about like a training. So depending on the program, if it's with Met Office, so because so the whole umbrella of this training center is about people who are coming from BMKG, but doesn't mean that you register to a BMKG program, right? You can register to a master program that is shared with Met Office, or you can work with a supervisor like my student who works with the Met Office as well. So if the master program that you're looking for is in collaboration with Met Office, that would be there. Or if you are in a master program that the supervisors for the final project are from Met Office, then you will work with them. But it depends on the situation with the specific people.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Is there any other questions? I would like to put the email, all the emails that we have to have here, so that we don't lose them also. And so feel free to contact any of us about your questions. I have compiled all of them here, so you can just contact us easily. I mean, and we are happy to help, and we are looking forward to see you guys here.
Okay, if there's no any question, that's all of our session today. Thank you very much for the presentation from University of Exeter team, and thank you for
having us.
Our BMKG college that have joined the session. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you everybody. Thank you Pak Albert and Pak Arif. Everybody, thank you. Looking forward to see all of you
See you guys,
in Exeter. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
Martino.
so much, everyone.
Ya, sama-sama.
Terima kasih.
Makasih.
I don't know what it is, but
Bye-bye.
the thing that you are saying.
Thank you.
We say thank you, Hussein. Say thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, but in another language.
Yeah.
Halimuntari.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Bye.
Bye.